What's going on, buddy boyos? We are live. Welcome to Wednesday night WINsday. In this stream, we kick back, relax, listen to some fucking synthwave, and just chill, my dudes. We are live and alive for another stream on a random Wednesday in the middle of January of 2024. How's everybody doing? We have 0 viewers so far, but we'll see how many people we get in a few minutes, or seconds rather. So yeah, let's do it. All right, we're live. Got my big jug of water over here ready to go. Oh boy, we got Chad. We have an actual Chad in the chat. What's going on, Chad? Hi, dude. How you doing, buddy? An actual Chad. My God. Woo! What's up, Finleos? How you doing, buddy? We got 5 people in the chat already. My God, that was quick. Do I have everything I need? Hold on, I'm trying to figure out. Oh, that's why. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what's going on over here. Okay, that's why. Gotcha. My computer was looking kind of weird on the windows. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, I don't know what to do. We are in some weird times, dude. We're in odd times. Can you guys hear me? Can't tell. My mic says it's muted, but I'm not muted, which is weird. You guys there? Okay, can you guys hear me now? This is weird. My mic was muted, but the mic was still working. What the fuck? How the fuck did that happen? Whatever. That's weird. That is a weird. How did it even happen? The fuck? Whatever. Banksy for president. You're new. Yo, what's up, dude? Yeah, we can. What's up, Melon Seeds? How you doing, buddy boyo? My God, Sunday was quite the stream. That was a lot of oof and doof on that stream. My God, that was such a weird stream. Lionel Cammy. I missed the Sunday stream. You should watch it. And you should at least watch the ending of it, towards the end. But where well, it's honestly overall a very good stream. But yeah, a lot of oof doof talk. Yeah, a lot of oofy doofy talk. I'm so tired of this theory. I'm not even gonna lie. Just tired of it. Like the personality stuff I kind of get. The personality aspect of oofy doofy I kind of get, where it's like women don't necessarily want these like red pill dudes, but I feel like it's almost irrelevant if the a red pill dude comes in a package that she likes. So and then there's this weird thing, which they said they had some backup proof for that claim that short men have more sex than tall men, but when I look it up, I don't find any. They said it was Psychology Today, but I couldn't find it, so I wasn't able to find the proof for that. But I did find a plethora of articles and studies that talk about how tall men have more sex. So I don't know where they're getting their information from, but it just seems like all they do is they walk outside and they look around and they see what they see. So I'm like, whatever, dude. I was like, whatever. So I don't know. I'm assuming you mean the cops. You mean the copes, right? Where it was absurd on that stream. Yeah, it was a weird. What does this check mark mean on your name, Lionel Cammy? What's it mean? I mean, you're actually a YouTuber or something, or what's up? How does that work? I don't even know what that means. Truth be told, I wish I could find. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Actually, I'm gonna see if I can find that article because it has to exist. It's Psychology Today, right? Psychology, unless they're just trolling, but Psychology Today. Let me just look it up. Short men. Like I can find this article. I moved my mic over. Sorry. Short men have more. Okay, the first thing I see is short men. Why women aren't attracted enough to date. Okay. 5 reasons why women care about and women and men care about height. Do men really want more sex partners? Okay. I can't find this article they talked about. I literally can't. Tom, this is from Complex. I do have that. It's from 2021. This should. This is the only thing I found so far, but this isn't from Psychology Today. It's from Complex, which is a. I don't know even know what the fuck this even is. This is like some random news website, but I couldn't find anything that supports that. That's the only thing I found. So, well, who knows? And then there's this this comment chain. People keep I'm gonna have to defend. People have been really gunning for Black Pill J for a long time now. It's kind of weird. He's assuming short men have more sex because they are more likely to be in a relationship than sleeping around, which may yield more consistent snuggles, maybe. Yeah, that's true. I guess you could be having quote unquote more sex if you're in a relationship, but this is also assuming that shorter men are in more relationships than taller men are. So I don't know. Alpha M who? Alpha who? Alpha male? I'm trying to find this. I'm trying to find the comment section for that last stream. It got pretty bad. Like, oh my god, people were accusing him of everything but being a child of God. I'm like, oh my god. You go to the streams. Let me just go here. I'm just gonna go to the comment section. People were really gunning for his head. I'm like, my god. 2 people talked about him actually. Let me just sort this by newest first. This is Albert Wesker. Hell's point about hypogamy does make sense. My neighbor's daughter is in high school and her boyfriend is an overweight guy with purple hair. Totally soy. I'm willing to bet that the soft soy boy is more popular with girls in high school nowadays than the alpha high school quarterback. Most young women are now repulsed by any hint of masculinity. Do we know this? This is what I'm talking about. This is do we know this? Yeah, we know that a masculinity or quote unquote being the alpha male isn't necessarily is this even a I don't know. I don't know if this is true or not, which is the problem. I'm willing to bet that the soy boy is more popular with the girls in high school nowadays than the alpha high school quarterback. Then why are so many men single? Are you saying that every single? I mean, oh my god, this is the problem. Especially because he said high school. This is Albert Wesker who does my timestamps, but I'm just trying to figure out what is he talking about? Because if so many young men report being single, and we know that young men are having less sex than ever, then in general, if this trend was true, most people would be. I feel like most men are either normal or they're more likely to be soy boys simply by the fact that being an alpha is literally, alpha male, quote unquote, is an exceptional trait. But being a soy boy is not necessarily an exceptional trait. So why are like all these young men single then? If this was the case, you'd see less men being single. In fact, men are very pragmatic. They'll simply adopt the current meta and go with that. And it happens all the time. When you see one dude, he's wearing a hat and I don't know, he's wearing a certain fashion style, even though it's not really fashion. But if a man's doing a certain thing, most men will try to adopt that mannerism or style to become. This is literally what the a red pill is all about. Trying to adopt this the mindset of men, the mindset or the behaviors of men who get women. Like, so is this what we're talking about? Why are so many men single? This is the $1 million question that these people can't answer. Why are so many young men single when more of them would fall into the bracket of your so-called theory? This is the problem. This is what I don't get. So most young women nowadays are repulsed by any hint of masculinity. Is this true? I don't know. Melina is a good example of a hypogamy hell mentioned. She was making the rounds in all the red pill debates that supposed alpha bros, but of all the guys she left Destiny for was a soy boy twink. Yeah, but Destiny's also a twink. He's not a fucking alpha male either. So like she left a cuckold for a twink. She wasn't like downgrading to a whatever. Melina could have got with some macho Mia Miami alpha male, but she chose the soy boy. Yeah, but this is simply one example. But it's not even like one example of many. This is simply one example. I don't know. As I said in the chat long ago, women's mating choices truly decide what is alpha. All right, whatever you say. I don't agree with that comment. I'm just reading the comment section of the last video. As a middle-aged dude, I should really get back in the gym and try to get myself to the best fit I can. Probably won't be dating Antoine since I work at retail supermarket. But I can't afford to go the pro route. Upload sales weird as fuck. Yeah, that was a weird one. Let's see. Yeah, whatever. Let's normalize adopting boomers as grandparents. That's a funny one. Yeah, that's a good one. This is Red Pill Reich is like all over these like oofy doofy arguments, dude. The gangbanger argument doesn't support black pill lookism. It supports oofy doofy law, the cornerstone of which is social engineering. These are different narratives pushing different things. Subcultures, cliques like gangsters is just one. One of the biggest gangs in MS-13, who are mostly ugly, tiny El Salvadorian midgets. The mainstream population of women are not part of the clique subculture. No, they are part of a clique of subculture. They most certainly are. And yeah, technically speaking, what's it called? A thug maxing is more of a behavioral, thing than it is a look thing per se. So. No, let's see. I don't know what this comment's in response. I'm not gonna go to that timestamp for that comment. Fuck it. This is from King Doge. Someone said, realize. I guess this is I think this is the ESP something in my chat. Gay voice max. that was a funny one. Like if Oofy Doofy theory is true and it's true, well, why don't you just adopt the mannerisms of just go buy a dress and become trans? Like, or don't chop your dick off, certainly, but just go trans. Like, and then the excuses I hear are like, you just go on hormone replacement therapy, HRT, and go trans and change your voice and do all that stuff. If it's true, because like, if you found something that's true and you know that it works in your area, why wouldn't you be doing it? This is why I know. This is how I know. Like, either and then this is the excuse pyramid uses. Like, well, I'm too masculine. Well, that's what the HRT is for. Like, it's meant to make you more feminine. So why on earth are you saying that? It is weird. Like, like they say one thing and then like the response should have been, why don't you just do it? Yeah, I don't know. Why don't you just do that then? Like, it's much easier to go downward and twink max and become skinny. Just don't eat a lot than it is to become a whatever else. That was weird. Bro, a lot of white cells always cope with Oofy Doofy. Bubble tea price is half white and copes with Oofy Doofy. I've never seen an ethnic cope with it. It's always white dudes who start off with black pill and then eventually cope with personality and Oofy Doofy shit. Yeah, this is something I have noticed. Somewhat. In my opinion, I don't know what Kevin Banks is on. Kevin Me Banks. In my honest opinion, great point from all the guys debating. My personal observation tends to be more congruent with Hell, which is why I agree with him the most. I don't know how. This is the thing, like, personal experiences, like, truth be told, like, I do agree, I do see more. Can I even really agree with that in my own area? I don't even see a lot of, like, young couples in my area, but when I do see them, the man is usually taller than the woman, and they normally are, or they're Hispanic and they're height matched. So, but they're living if they're first a generation, they're in a completely different culture than the one that we're living in now. So it's almost like a yeah, I know that was you, King Doge. So it's almost like a weird, it's like okay, so wait till those children are born and they become a first generation American. Like, how are they going to become? How are those children, those girls especially, going to behave in the next generation once they've been inundated with American culture? But he is really 300 pounds. I don't know. I had a 550-pound cousin with an 80 IQ and Mountain Dew mouth. Always had a decent GF and buddies around. Life is absurd, I guess. Yeah, I've never seen this before. The only time I see 550-pound people is on my 600-pound life. So let's see. This is King Doge again. I don't get the point of how Oofy Doofy men have it better. Have it better with what? Being used and abused. Creating experiences, yeah, but bad experiences is being cucked in a relationship, having a woman wear the pants. I don't know about that. It sounds like some blue pill shit. To me, rather just Geomax and be a dominant one, like Upload Cell said. I think the point is that at least these men are having experiences with being with a it might not be, I don't know, it might not be monogamous, but it is a relationship to some extent. They have interactions with women to some extent more than the average incel or, you know, red pill fucking Coper is having right now, right? So Handsome X, I'm not gonna read his comments, kind of irrelevant. It's a good comment, whatever. This is from Red Pill or Nuclear Redfield. Yeah, it's Nuclear Redfield. When Dashboard first arrived on the scene, he claimed that women's evolved psychology is being overridden by social engineering, and now he's claiming that evolved psychology never existed. Okay. Yeah, this is a weird one. How can you, if evolved psychology doesn't exist and you can't override, like, social engineering only works because psychology exists. So there is an evolved psychology of people that simply exist that's like hardwired into you that allows you to be socially engineered anyway. So, you know, you can't just get rid of it. It's not how it works. That's simply an absurd statement off rip. So, but I know, I don't know. That's weird. He has no evidence to prove that what's actually going on in those relationships. True. Everything coming from his mouth is pure speculation based on absolutely nothing. In reality, he's heavily overweight, has antisocial personality traits. Society is not perfect, but let's not act like we aren't part of the problem either. This is another comment. Basically, how about after late has no social circle and is too fat, unattractive to have success on dating apps. So yeah, he's screwed. Okay, yeah, well, sex addict, absolutely amazing stream mystery. What if? Let me read some comments from the chat. Let me. What's up? What's up? Your boy is in the building. What's up, Jay? Doesn't have more sex mean more opportunities to have sex and not the frequency of having sex? You mean having sex? Yeah. Seriously, can't understand the hype behind Dashboard after watching the last stream. The boyo is so off on so many black pill topics. Adopt an abundance reality, bro. The soy boy has a better face. Oh, does he? I didn't look at the kid. Or the guy. I don't care. Exceptions don't disprove the rule. Yeah, I would agree. But Destiny is more alpha, bro. Is he? Melina likes these cuck soy boys twinks because she is a dominant power tripping sociopath. That new twink literally called her mommy. Yeah, that's fucking weird. Yeah, it's very obvious they're in a particular lifestyle slash clique that, you know, that type of stuff is normal in. So, what's up, Wings? How you doing? I think just have money theory is true. Just have money theory. It somewhat is true, I guess, right? If you have enough money, you can buy anything you want. So why does hell still pump iron if he says women don't want oofy doofies? It is weird. Yeah, like if I found out that I'm trying to like lose weight now, or not really trying to. Well, I am losing weight. I'm trying to go on a cut after I started lifting more. So I'm trying to cut weight now, and we all know like I'm not trying to get like jacked, but I'm trying to get toned and then lose some weight at the same time. And it's like, but I'm not like lifting weight to become like Brock Lesnar, you know what I mean? So it's like if I knew that, like, I mean, I know that the typical look of like being like a jacked motherfucker is not what women typically want. They want the kind of a swimmer's body, if I had to guess, or that's what we typically see, right? So someone who's a little bit toned, but not so fucking muscular. He's like the Incredible Hulk. So I'm trying to go for that kind of look. I would never be lifting like fucking like a power lifter would. Like, it's insane. So even though I could, but they know if they do it, it wouldn't make a difference. Yeah, so many in the red pill black pill community complicate the whole Destiny Melina situation. She used him for clout, and he was easy to control, and she cucked him while advancing her career. Huh, yeah, that's a good way to put it. That was my comment. Lol, yeah, I know the King Doge. If short men are getting into most women, where are all these short men bragging about this on internet social media? Yeah, that's true. The only couples I see are illegals. Yeah, I see some, like, whenever I go bowling, I'll look around, or whenever I go to the gym. Like, honestly, I went to the gym today, but I kind of go during an odd time, so it's kind of hard to tell. But when I went to the gym, I did notice, like, I was trying to look around and see who was in like together, and most of the couples were older, so it's kind of hard. They're older couples anyway, so they don't really matter. And then I didn't see too many young people in the gym who were together, so it's kind of hard to tell. And the ones I did see was, truth be told, I saw a white male with a black woman couple, and in that case, maybe that was an oofy doofy, but that's more like a just be white, though. In the case of like the white dude was less attractive than the black woman was, in my opinion. So sounds like cope to me. I don't know. Why is everyone so low IQ when it comes to simple stats? Just fucking laugh. Tall men are fucking most of the women, but women have to settle with shorter men because there aren't enough tall ones. Yeah. Today, big man. Today that they talking about conscripting the UK public to fight Russia all over the news. Yeah, I saw that. It's coming, dude. It's coming. Right down the pipeline, dude. It's coming. Facts. What's up, King Douche? Again. I have a theory that with Hell, he's 6'4", 300 pounds, right? My God. So the vast majority of guys will look shorter and smaller to him, so he interprets them as oofy doofy. That's actually a really good actually a good point. Could be a good point. I was accused of Albert. Yeah, I was gonna get to those comments pretty soon, Jay. So I was gonna read them all just to kind of talk about it and defend you. But leading question is that when I asked him to give me an example, he couldn't do it. Yeah, lack of right facial bones equals is over. Yeah. Facing LMS has told Dashboard, if you believe in oofy doofy, then why don't you let yourself go for a few months and see if the theory is true? And Dashboard quote saying he wants to be healthy. Lol. Yeah, that is some. Dude, dude, I don't know. It's almost like a psyop in and of itself, in a way where it's like he's trying to convince other men to like sabotage themselves so he can like have more access for himself. Yeah, that is I don't know. I'm not thinking what he's doing, but it seems like what it is. What it seems like, dude. Illegals are more likely to be. I mean, if he's willing to literally drive around the country trying to find Shangri-La, and if he's also willing to go to the fly to Europe to find a woman, well, surely letting yourself go in the USA and becoming skinny and twinking out would be an easier solution to your problem instead of buying a plane ticket and flying to another country. Surely, right? Like, surely that is easier than that. Has to be. It has to be. I don't know. Illegals are more likely to be in relationships because the women have no choice. They cross the border and are sticking with the man to survive. Eventually, they stay because it's comfortable. Yeah, that's the truth. Dashboard is 315. What a fat. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, man. I think the situationships is the new standard for relationships. That's why we don't see as many couples as before. Chad is not taking Becky's out in public. Only on weekends do you see the families. Dashboard made a fool of himself in the last stream, let's be real. Oh, Turbo Copium. Lol. Basically, Dashboard situation is no social circle when too fat, unattractive for online dating. Yeah, I just read that comment a while ago. Well, somebody mentioned that in the stream, what he was on with Face, low-key a psyop to have more options for himself. I didn't realize someone said it already, but that's what it seems like. If like, this is real, like this is real, why aren't you doing it? Like, you know what I mean? If this is real, why aren't you doing it? Dating apps is the real life. If you succeed, if you not succeed there, it's over. Yeah, let me read some more comments here. I want to keep reading the comment section of this last video. This is from Higsudrew. This is Walter Wiggins. I think this is the guy who just commented a while ago. Let me read some more comments here. Let me go. This is from Amai SO Rate. What in the actual fuck? Hellbait actual latest thing. Women actively search for guys that are shorter than them. What is he smoking? Oofy doofy is everywhere. It says sex addict. He's being facetious here, obviously. Shaking my head. If that was true, there would be more short men bragging on the internet of all the women they're banging. If that was true, you'd see more short men bragging. Or you just said the same thing twice. It's rare, but I'm sure it happens. Majority of women would probably prefer tall men. There are no absolutes. Hellbait Trolley creates a narrative to protect his own ego because he's 315 fat guy, completely failed with women, and this is how he copes. Oh no. I see Dashboard chime in. BPJ asked leading questions nonstop and honestly seems angry at Dashboard that somebody was challenging him. Yeah, that's a weird comment to make. Albert Wesker, yeah, this is a long comment here as well. I'm a huge fan of BPJ, but I think he has a lot of great points and observations. I also think he desires female validation so badly he seems bothered by the fact that most women have busy social lives, hobbies, and have interests other than validating men. He can get defensive if you offer an opposing viewpoint. His views on women seems based on LA, Miami, IG thoughts. Okay. Oh, whatever. He sees in person online. Look how many times he has posted links to videos from World Star Hip Hop. He says things he has experienced or observed are applicable to all women, but if you make a claim based on your experience, he will say it doesn't count because that is your experience, like he did with Hellbait on the String. I'll timestamp it later. For example, he says that often when you see women in public, they have their heads down, looking at their phone. Women are busy doing stuff. What are they supposed to do? Walk around talking and giving their phone number out to every guy they see? This is weird. Well, why should some women want to talk to you and give her phone number just because you came up and were nice with them? Yes, she will give her number to Chad, but we aren't Chad. Regardless, the women are always on their phone thing. Just as this past Saturday night, I went to SoCal with a girl I'm seeing. We were at a salsa dancing event, and there were close to 100 women there, many very attractive, and none of them were on their phone. They were actually dancing, and duh, because they're at a salsa event, duh. They're actually doing something. Like, of course they're not going to be on their phone, dog. What the fuck? What is this logic? Okay, they were actually dancing, interacting with men, even sub 5s, 95% of the time. Of course they were, because they're in a dancing event. So unless they're, sometimes they go there. If you go there single, they'll match it with somebody, and you might get matched with a sub 5. I'm not sure what's going on though. I wasn't there, so. Did other women go on dates with the guys? No, but it was a better environment to talk to women other than randomly approaching on the street or DMing. But he will say this doesn't count because it's a unique environment. So it is a unique environment. It is. It's called what it is. I'm not saying it doesn't count, but it is a unique environment. You have to concede that it is a unique environment. It's not the normal environment of running into people and randomly, right? Or the better environment would be being set up. But this is actually a better environment, but it's not but it's still a unique environment. Call what it is. So I don't know why you made it seem like it. Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't count, but it's also what it is, a unique environment, right? It is what it is. A woman that ignores you when you cold approach in her street might be friendly and polite if you meet her in a different environment. True. Dude, no one is mad and that women have social lives. I only point out that women aren't on their phones. It will that women are online 90% of the time when they're out and about. So are men, but women don't have a social expectation to approach men. Also, people act like women in LA, Miami are vastly different than women in the Midwest. There are differences, but social media and hypergamy still plagues those areas too, just to a slightly lesser extent. This is all from Jay here. What actually bothers me in a conversation isn't when somebody has an opposing viewpoint. Me and Mystery have opposing viewpoints often, so do me and Chip, even Based. What actually bothers me is when grown men can't answer simple questions. This was a problem, a little bit of a problem this past stream. People would like he'd say something, okay, answer the question, and then they'd be like, well, this thing over here, like, what about that thing over there? I didn't ask you about that. It got really annoying at certain point, dude. It was getting really absurd. Let me skip this comment here. The problem is you asking leading questions all the fucking time. Isn't every question a leading to something? Like, I guess leading questions have a particular connotation, but like, I just consider it like, whenever I ask a question to somebody, I already have sort of an idea, because if you know their arguments already, you already know what they're going to say, so you just anticipate what they're going to say, and you already have the next argument queued up, ready to go. That's how I typically argue. I don't normally have the whole I'm going to do it on the fly or out raw, and if they say something I'm not anticipating, well then yeah, that's when we actually have a conversation about it. But like, other than that though, you're just asking a question. It wasn't a leading question at all. These people just couldn't answer questions. You already have the next thing you want to bring up before the person even answers the questions you ask. Why is that wrong? Like, if yeah, and then this isn't even, he wasn't even asking these type of questions. He wasn't asking when did you last do drugs. Assumes you actually done drugs before. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah, leading questions. Yeah, that's what it is. Has an implicit assumption. Yeah, he wasn't assuming. I didn't hear a single actual leading question from Jay, in my opinion, the whole night. He didn't ask a question that assumed something about the person already. He simply asked who's more likely to get X, Y, and Z, this person or this person. There's nothing leading there about that. He's not assuming anything about the people. He's saying, well, what do you think is the better outcome? And he reacts to it, right? I don't know. That's weird. And there's nothing wrong with already having your next line ready to go before the person even asks the question. Because if you know your opponent, you should already know what the fuck they're gonna say before they say it, because you already know the arguments. And at least in this stream, everyone defended their points with your leading question perfectly fine. He wasn't asking a leading question. I don't know what you're talking about. The whole leading question thing is BS. I'm asking questions to prove my point, obviously. And none of the questions I asked were unfair. They were simple questions, dude. This thing got really heated in here. My God. They aren't questions. You are just disguising a dialogue as a monologue. Nah, that's not true. I don't think that's true. That's not true at all. It's not a monologue at all. He literally asked you a question. Now, just because I have your whole fucking flowchart argument fucking in my brain ready to go doesn't mean that like I'm asking you a leading question, nor am I having a monologue. I already know what the fuck you're gonna say. This is why you do thought experiments, stuff like that, to figure out what's going on. This is why you ask people questions. This is why you have mock fucking debates and shit. So you're asking leading questions. You've done this. Yeah, I don't know. He's making an argument not to have tea with you. Stop acting like a wimp. Yeah, that's a good comment from I woulda putty cat, whatever. I think your perspective on women is right, but when it comes to women that are young, 23 and under, however, I think hell, but the death roulette is right for women, only for women that are older. Yeah, some truth there, maybe a little bit of truth, but nowadays though, as women approach 30, a lot of them are just staying single, so they aren't even really trying to settle with any man right now. So as women age, they ditch their urges for Chad and pretty boys to secure a oofy doofy to subjugate and control. That's from Alex Prince. Please name the question that wasn't the question. All the time you say, let me ask you a question, you already have the answer in your mind and are leading. That's not what a leading question is, though. This dude here already explained what it is, so you have no interest in what the actual answer is, because you are already on your next point. Dashboard and the other refuted you perfectly fine, by the way. Every stream I've seen you on ask the leading question after leading question. You don't really have an interest in actually talking to them. You're interested in trying to score some points. Everyone else wants to actually talk about the issues. You're just trying to look right even. Well, isn't the whole point of this black pill stuff to find the truth? So there is a point of trying to find out who is right and who is wrong, because we're trying to like find out, okay, what's the best way to escape this predicament that we're all in. So there's nothing necessarily wrong with trying to be on the right side of the argument here, right? And beyond that, like, just because you already have your next point ready to go doesn't mean you're like, who cares? Like, who cares? That's perfectly rational thing to do. If you're having a debate with somebody, then yeah, you should already have your points ready to go and know what you want to say. In general, for the most part. He's asking leading questions. That's not making arguments. Anybody in debate would immediately accuse him of such and shut him down. It's not being a wimp. Oh, come on. Again, you're doing the same shit we're doing. I asked you a simple question. You're refusing to answer the question. Is this an example of leading questions? Is this a failure on the person's part to answer something simple? And also, what on stream was I wrong about? I'm not saying that I'm right about everything, but if you're trying to make a claim, don't be upset when I ask you something to challenge that claim. Every time you say, let me ask you something, it's every time you always ask a leading question. No, he's not asking a leading question. We already established what a leading question is. There's no implicit assumption in any of Jay's, in my opinion, when I remember hearing any of most of Jay's questions anyway. Not going to say all of them, because I'm not going to watch the whole thing and watch the whole fucking stream again, but most of them I didn't hear any leading assumption about what was going on. Not one that is actual earnest. Whatever. You can't name one question to prove your point. BPJ held it down. Dashboard sounded ridiculous. Dashboard is known for being extremely racist towards black people. It's interesting to see he didn't have anything to say about it on this particular stream. He's a complete coward. Yeah, well, that's all the comments from this last stream I wanted to read. But yeah. Oh god. So much for onomatopoeia. Yeah. Good luck. I was like, fuck it, dude. Dude. Let me read some comments here. I went to the mall and saw 10 couples, and they were all fat, oofy doofy. This means everything is black pill, must be wrong. Most women like ugly men, dashboard, and pyramid logic. Yeah, this is the logic, but the dude said women have slept with more guys shorter than them than the guys who are taller. To me, everything stops right there. Shorter than them. Yeah. People are still going to malls. Yeah, you tell me, dude. What do y'all think the average normie male body count is? I don't. Fuck if I know. I don't know. If you do it was real, dating advice, PUAs, and red pill wouldn't exist. Dude just wouldn't be walking around getting relationships if he was legit, but we see men struggling. Yeah. Well, I feel like his argument would be that, well, those men are all trying to follow the traditional advice of the red pill that you need to become a strong alpha male to get women, when they should just go out there and be a doofus and find a woman, right? That would be the argument, right? That would be the argument. They're dismissing Uboyo, dismantling Uboyo rather. Body count at 25 for modern man is 1. The rest are pay for play after 18. Okay. Never said anything in it is applicable to all women law. I've noticed that men do not stare at women anymore, acknowledge their existence in public. Not even the ethnics, unless they're fresh off the boat. I think the black pill is more known than we think. Imagine driving around the country observing couples like an autistic fucking cuck instead of just losing weight to go to some country where you can get easy pussy and do something useful instead. Leading questions haven't been played about that one already, huh? Where are these comments coming from? They came from the last stream. Yeah. Go to SNC episode 56. I didn't say you asking leading questions. That was another person that doesn't reply to a comment saying, I think you value women's validation too much. My mistake. I thought both sides did well. The whole stream was great. All good, bro. I'm not dissing. I know the feeling, man. I'm 40 plus now, so I care a little less about women's ghosting or not showing interest than I used to. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he would say with no evidence law. Yeah. Let's do an invite link. Fuck it. Get in here, guys. Go ahead and join. Who wants to talk? I wanted to go over the comments, but I did. Go ahead and join if you want to join and when you're ready, I guess. We got that. I mean, any good memes today? Let me check in my meme folder. Any good memes today? I think I got a few good memes. Where are the memes at? Give me the memes. Oh, BPJ. Oh, damn, you're already here. What the fuck, dude? Let me, all right, there you go, buddy. What's up, dude?
Hey, man. I knew I had to pop on the stream, man.
Yeah, go ahead. What's up, man?
Yeah, man. It's pretty weird. I had to Google what a leading question was. I was like, do I ask leading questions? Or what?
I was like, yeah, because I remember I took a class on I think it was I forget what class I took, but I remember learning about that type of question a while ago. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I'm like, is that really a leading question? I'm like I had to think about it, think about the definition. I'm like, is that the real definition? And no, it's not. Like, no fucking way it is.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I'm like,
I try to be, for the most part, I try to be at least as fair as I can consciously. I know that I'm going to be biased because I know I have an inference of what I believe the truth to be. So it's kind of like when somebody like Held by the Dashboard says, oh, most of the men that women sleep with are shorter than them. You kind of know implicitly that's probably not true. And let me just ask a couple of questions to kind of maybe dismantle. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't have like an agenda when I'm asking these questions, but like you said earlier, we're just trying to get to the truth of things, right?
Well, everyone has an agenda, whether you like it or not. That's simply the reality of coming on a stream and talking about things, right? Like, there's an agenda any and everywhere. So, like, nothing wrong with having an agenda. People act like, oh, you have an agenda, and so do you, motherfucker. Like you fucking, are you kidding me? Like, it's human nature to have a fucking agenda, somewhat, like, right?
Yeah, to a certain degree. And
what that agenda's aims are completely, up for argument, but everybody has an agenda, so
right. And with the whole the comment about women being on their phones and people and me being upset about that is like I was saying in the comment section. It's just because that was something I talked about on Base Pluto stream when we were debating, or quote unquote debating, with Daquan. And it's like, oh, go outside and just see what's out there outside, and the real world is different. That whole conversation. But it's like anybody who's actually approached women and talked to women in real life, you will know that they're on their phones. And it's not. And when I say these things, like bro, like all the stuff that I'm saying, I don't have that much emotion behind it because I've already been through it. I've already been through the red pill and the black pill. I've come to terms about the truth about myself. I've already gone through like all the hard part. So at this point, I'm just kind of reporting the news, I guess. So I'm not going to say that I don't feel a certain type of way about it, but I'm not like, no one's upset about these things. It's like when I say no, like, yeah, like who's upset about this shit? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like when people try to say, oh, you're just mad. I'm like, where is this kind of coming from?
Yeah, I don't know either. It is a, I don't know. The word projection got thrown around a lot too that last stream. I'm like, you're projecting. Like, is that really accurate?
Yeah. I remember.
I don't know. That I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was the other guy, that HAPA guy, because somebody brought up the whole sexual underground. I'm like, yeah, no, that is a real thing, and I've talked with women who were in that, and I never gone to any of them, and he was like, oh, that's just because you want to go to those things. I'm like, no, because if I wanted to go to those things, I would have went when I was offered to go. But I don't believe in having sex with women when there's another guy in the room. I don't believe that. That's not for me. That to me is,
that word got thrown around a lot, and I was like, okay, like I don't know. The whole stream ended up being like, it was a fun stream. It was really fun, but I was like, oh my god, like this is some fucking crazy shit. Like,
it was fun. I don't know, man. It's like I think maybe I brush people the wrong way. I'm not gonna act like I know everything. I do know quite a bit. I know you know quite a bit, and I learn a lot from you. Trust me, I learned a lot. I mean, you guys start talking about the other things, I'm just chilling, listening, bro. I'm just absorbing the information, bro. So
yeah.
So
I do agree. I mean, I this is something I did agree with Hell about, that most Gen Z women would rather be single or lesbian than societal pressure to virtue signal is as strong as their desire for Chad. I think that there is the LGBT stats do bear out that, a sizable portion of Gen Z are, alternative lifestyle motherfuckers. So it does bear that out. So like, yeah, the fact of the matter is, what's that?
No, it's absolutely.
Yeah, so it does bear out the fact that like there are simply, at least in Gen Z, there are less women to choose from. So, and assuming, I'm not sure if what Foodie said was true, but assuming if it skews more that the women are more bent than the men are, they're more into the alternative lifestyles, then yeah, that would cause just an immediate dearth this immediate increase in the number of men who can't find a partner just by that fact alone, right? So yeah,
absolutely. But I think that a lot of these lesbians are just basically just chat sexual. If we're talking about like, you know, white women, and very similar to how in the black community, a lot of these stud women, they still fuck Tyrones. Matter of fact, some of these stud women, you know, you can look this up. Like a lot of these stud women get pregnant. What are they getting pregnant by? So it's like, so even when they are LGBT, it's like, yeah, they are, but they're still not all the time, but they still often still get dick from somebody. Who is that somebody?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I just you know that. I'm okay. I'll keep reading comments. Fuck it.
Yeah, go ahead.
If average height is 5'5", no way women are sleeping with shorter men. Statistically unlikely. That you brought that up too. I was like, yeah, that's a good point, and he
that was my
totally
point.
ignored it. He completely fucking ignored
yeah,
it.
I'm just saying, like, now if you want to say that, okay, they're not sleeping with super tall guys, they're not gonna level with you. But if you're going to sit here and tell everybody on the stream with a working fucking brain, these women are sleeping, they're mostly sleeping with men who are shorter than them, even though your average,
statistically, the average male is like gonna be.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah. Mathematically, it doesn't even. Yeah, the odds are not. Yeah, in the favor. Even in that one relationship I described on my stream, where the dude was in my team, had a wife and kid. He made less money than his wife, and he was still taller than her, right? So it's like, and he was, you know, he's like 5'9", 5'10", so but he was like 5'5" probably or something like that, right? So it's like, even in that relationship, he was still the taller person. So I'm like, I don't know, this is weird. Oh boy, women are not interested in men. Period. That is the first premise you must understand. Yeah, I've heard his argument before. They're not interested in most men. I'll say that.
No, they're not. But they still have, obviously they still have needs, and then they'll just, and but here's the thing, that this is true, but the vast majority of them still have a man in their life that they get their needs met from on a semi-regular basis, and that's just what the status quo is until they're able to meet a man who's able to, and I think I forgot who it was who said this, but unless you're a man who is able to retire them, depending upon the woman, then they're not very likely to just get in a relationship with just any old average looking guy.
Yeah. The women that hate the stereotypical Chad are way more likely to become lesbian than dating Oofy Doofy, in my opinion. Yeah, I would agree. Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem likely to me that they would ever run to the other half of the bell curve. Because, like, what the argument effectively says is that women are out here chasing after, you know, a Eugene, the 2 out of 10 dude. What like that is the.
It's not happening. Yeah. It's not like it. We. I don't know why we're even, not us right now,
but yeah.
It just doesn't, because if this was happening in abundance, pornography, OnlyFans, you know, the loneliness, like all of this just would not.
It wouldn't exist. Like, or not that it wouldn't exist. It simply would like be flipped, right? You'd see more. I don't know. Like, it just like the whole thing is like, I do agree that
more families. You do understand. You understand that if an oofy doofy was getting sex from all these oofy doofies, you'd have a baby boom. Like there would be families and people getting together, and, you know, fucking Toys R Us wouldn't be going out of business. It's just, there's just too much evidence to show the other way. You know what I mean?
And like, part of me wants to believe. Yeah, I'm not trying to turn this into like a hug box. Like, people will think, oh, you're talking shit about the guy. I'm not talking shit about the guy at all. But like, I think part of me thinks that like the in the same way that men, because I've seen. Some people say, oh, that's a bad bitch, and I'm like, bruh, I'm like, you know, I was on my a bowling team like a few months ago, like we were talking about the women and there, or some of the women who were walking around, and they were all looking like, oh, that chick's bad. I'm like, I look at them like, bro, what the fuck? Like, I you know, and like, you know, as a man, you feel like you're expected to be like, yeah, bro, but then I was very much like, nah, bro, I'm good. Like, I wouldn't bang that shit if you fucking pay my ass. And they're like, what, man? You are your mom, bro. I'm like, nah.
Because she was fat. Like, what was wrong with her?
I mean, her face wasn't that good. She had that, yeah. I'm an ass dude, but I don't like big old fat chunky asses, right? Like, there's some dudes out there who like will literally bang anything, man. Yeah, like, they're out there banging.
I'm like, these black guys?
No, one of them was Hispanic, the other guy was white, so it was a very mixed crowd. I was the only black guy there.
Yeah,
on my team, so it was like very much a mixed crowd. and the other white dude who was on the team had had an Asian girlfriend. So it's just
yeah, exactly.
Got a firm JBW there, right? So
it's so weird. I mean, I'll be walking down the street and I just be looking around, just not even like with this whole dating shit, but just like in general. And I just look around. And I'm like, it's just like a bunch of like memes. Just like it's like you see people and it's like they're like fucking GTA NPC characters.
Dude, tell me about it, dude. Tell me about it, dude. I see it all the time.
Yeah, I'm like, bro,
exactly what I think. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, am I in GTA? I mean, there's no fucking way, dog. There's no way. Like, this can't be real, but like, it is.
Right. It's like, are you guys like programmed to act this way? It's like, okay, there's like this homeless person. He's like fucking tweaking over here, and then like, okay, there's like a fucking sub 5 white guy with like his Asian girlfriend over there, and like it. Like I literally passed by like today some crazy black dude like fucking kicking trash, and another like black dude among a group of like white guys, and I'm like, okay. And the black dude was like gay, and I'm like, okay, he's obviously like the gay, safe black dude among these white people. It was just so weird. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just like, yeah.
But like, to get back to my point though, like what I was talking about is that like I think men overrate the fuck out of women. They'll see, like some men are like they'll see a woman with a big ass, and for them that's like that chick's a 10. I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like I'm like I don't know what to tell you, dog. Like that. Okay, you can do that if you want. I'm good to go. And then like in the same way though, because men are obviously not attracted to other men, then they're probably going to underrate other men, right? In a lot of ways, because they're not attracted to them. So for them, it's just another dude, right?
I think they overrate other men. I think, well,
overrate other men. Really? Wow.
I think in some ways, yeah, because I don't know if men don't know how to quote unquote rate other men. So you can see a man who's like,
okay, that's what I meant though, right? They, in the sense that they'll take a dude, like when he says oofy doofy, I'm wondering if he's looking at regular looking dudes who are like normie men who found a normie wife after not 25 years, but 5 years of being on the dating market. If that's the case, then fine. But like, that's not necessarily an oofy doofy. That's just I said this before and I'll say it again. Most of the oofy doofy couples I see are simply a looks matched couples, and the man is either overrating the woman or he's underrating the man. And I'm like, there's no only. I'm like, that's the only way I can describe it, right?
Yeah. No, what you're not seeing. Here's what you're not seeing. You're not seeing these Jessica Rabbit, Roger Rabbit type fucking couples. That's what you're not seeing. Unless the guy is like has like a fucking SoundCloud link or somewhere, is like rich or whatever. That's what we're kind of expecting. But in reality, Oofy Doofy is probably a guy who's a 6 and a girl who's a 6. But since she's a white girl, she has a decent body or whatever. You're gonna believe that she's like an 8 or a 7 and he's like a 5 or
because like just by like I didn't talk a lot this last week. Maybe I should have, but like this, like a greater male variability hypothesis was like, you had the whole thing about the curve for women or the curve for men is fatter, I believe, right? So like, there's more ugly men or more dumb men. There's more whatever men on each side of the bell curve, and then the middle of the curve is a little bit flatter, so that there's less, quote unquote, less 100 IQ or average men than there are average women, right? So women are simply more likely to be average. And yes, I feel like a lot of men will take a woman who's literally average and they'll, well, she bad. I'm like, well, I mean any woman is bad. She's not unattractive, but she's not like a model. I don't know what to say. She's not like, I'm not even attracted to most models really, but she's not like some like fucking like, I don't know. She's not, unbelievably attractive. She's just normal, a normal woman.
Hey, but mystery. But you have you ever had a McDonald's cheeseburger, and you skip breakfast and you eat it at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're like, oh man, this is a fucking good ass cheeseburger.
Yeah, I know what you're describing. Where like men, because as Albert Wesker said here, longer men go without sex, the more likely to overrate women. Yeah, more likely you're going to overrate the hamburger, right? You're going to overrate the fuck out of the hamburger.
Yep. Yeah. So it makes sense as the more and more men go sexless and without. I mean, fuck's being sexless. I mean, a lot of these guys are going without hugs. They're going without female affection. They're going without talking to women, without smelling the hair of a woman. So the worse that becomes, the higher, So now a woman who was once a 5 is now a 7 or a 7.5 in 2024, right? So.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that I think the better. I just feel like men, they overrate the women by such a large margin, and I'm like, bro, I don't know, man. Like I've seen too many men do it. Where I'll be out in public with some friends. Inflation. That's a good way. Inflation is a good way to describe this. Hoflation, right? We want to call it. And like we'll be out in public, we'll be walking around on the town, hanging out, and some dude be like, "Oh, you see that bitch over there?" I'm like, yeah, she's attractive, but like she's she's just normal. Like, you know, like they act like I've seen some of my friends when I work retail, some of my friends' girlfriends, and I'm like, yeah, she's, you know, she got a nice ass, you know, okay, but she got all that going on, which I get. And then you realize, well, why he's with her. Where it's like, well, okay, well, yeah, she got a nice ass, and you know the face is all right, you know, like is what it is. So like most women, most people by definition are going to be in the middle of the curve, like I mean normal looking motherfuckers. So like to see two normal looking motherfuckers be together is normal.
Should be normal.
That's not fucking,
but it's not
the ordinary.
Anymore. But now it is. Now we perceive it to be out of the ordinary because one, number one, it rarely happens, and you have to be damn near Chad or Chad like.
But even does that make any sense though? Because like even statistically though, like from the fact of the matter is that you're not going to see very many Chads existent. There's not that many of them anyway, by definition, of them being Chads. There's the same way there's not that many Stacys either. So like the most of the men you're seeing, yeah, sure, he's tall, but other than that, he might just be normal in the face, and but his height carries him, and he's just normal looking. He's dating some normal looking chick. Like, and then when I worked at my last job, the chick who was with the dude I used to bowl with, he was you know, the dude wasn't that attractive, but he also wasn't that ugly. He's a normal looking dude, right? He worked a regular job, and you know, he wasn't a tall, but he was white. He had JBW, who was dating an ethnic chick, right? So yeah.
Yeah, no, and if you're with an ethnic chick, that ethnic chick is going to give you an extra point.
Yeah, she gives you 2 points, an extra point or two, by just being white. So yeah.
Right. What's his name said something. Mando said, if a woman is not fat, she's a 6 by default. I would disagree with you. I think that she would be a 7.5 by default, because there are women who are who are fat who people would consider to be a 6 or above, just depending on how she looks right? So I think you're right in a sane world, maybe, but even then, so but yeah, I think it's worse than that.
In a sane world, obviously the default simply being skinny, right, or simply being in fit.
Right,
so in a sane world, that's how it would be. So that would just be the 5, the average. But because we live in some inverted hellscape, if you're skinny in America, you're literally like the exception, not the fucking rule. So yeah.
Yeah, Primordial said, I would say that beyond looks, most guys will take any deal as long as a girl is being nice to them. And yeah.
I made this argument on stream, where like men take bad deals every damn day. So I mean, it's not unusual to see some dude who should be with somebody else, right? It simply looks like whatever, dude. They'll take any bad deal they can get.
Yep.
What is this? Who's sending me a text? Sorry.
Yep. All good, but yeah, man. I just wanted to just kind of pop on. I knew there was some shit going down in that in that comment section. I just want to. I don't know. I just couldn't, like, when I read the comment section, I was like, come on, man. Like, and I've seen you get attacked before, and obviously you can defend yourself. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, dang, people were just attacking the fuck out of you. Like, I don't know, man. I think it was because it was like, because here's what happened, right? It was the first dude. I forget the guy's name. The guy who had, no, not Bubble Tea.
Oh,
but because Bubble Tea was also, I don't want to say he was on some BS, but I didn't know what his. Because here's the thing, man. If people have different opinions, it's all good, man. But I mean, this is apparently a Black Pill stream, man. So it's like if you're saying some BS, man, whether it's me or the comment section, we're gonna call BS. But the other guy, the guy who had the who was trying to like
upload cell.
Yeah. Where he was like, oh, like I'm agnostic, but I'm trying to get me like a good Christian girl or good religious girl or something like that.
I'm like, yeah. Go ahead.
But I'm saying, like, he seemed like a cool dude, and he apparently we've like talked before. But I think the reason being was because I was like going after him, then I went after Bubble Tea and the shit that he was saying, and then Hell by the Dashboard came on, and I was coming at him. So maybe I was just a little bit too aggressive last stream.
Speaking of which, I want to have a discussion. What do you think? We're going to keep it short here today, but what do you think about the language policing? Do you think I see some validity to what he said about language matters?
No,
there's some validity to that, right?
Yeah, but I don't think that was the best example, because when I just said, hey man, like, what is the body count of the woman, he said not to use faggot
language. It's not what it is. I'm not gonna get banned. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, it's like, okay, but you knew what I was referring to when I said body count. Like we all know what I'm talking about. Like, or
Yeah.
did you want me to say how many sexual partners? Like it's just it's like tomato. Whereas whereas for example, right, if okay, I'll give you an example of language mattering, of really mattering, right? When when a teacher has sex with a 12-year-old student and they call the teacher, oh, the I don't know, the perpetrator or the blah blah blah, as opposed to just calling them a rapist. That's when
Or
language,
just a fucking
or
pedophile, right?
pedophile, right,
Pedophile, yeah.
right.
Speaking
Yeah.
of which, that's the exact example I was going to use, where I was like, the new language of like, oh, the new speak, it's like, minor attracted person, but it's like that's bullshit. It's a
Yeah,
pedophile. Call it
exactly.
what it is,
Exactly.
what it is.
Let's call things what they are. So, but I think, when he said that's faggot language, I'm like, okay, that's
I mean, but the question is, do you think that it is? Do you think there's some validity to what he said about, the fact of the matter, like even dating, as we said earlier, as has been
yeah,
established
that I
before,
agree
is
with.
that like the whole concept of dating really is a homosexual term. It's a homosexual ass way of doing, relationships, right? For years human beings did the whole courting aspect, right? So like, but yeah, but and so in his defense, like,
Yeah.
is body count simply just another
I don't think
another
it's a
thing
term.
that we've adopted from homosexual, that they probably
I
use?
don't
Oh,
know
what's your
that.
body count tonight, baby? I don't know, some weird shit, right? So
I don't know, because I'm not, I know that the nightclub scene is, I mean, look, nightclub, I'm not a fan of nightclubs. Just even before I knew about the homosexual connection, I don't even think he's necessarily wrong. I just think that at the time it seemed like he was being sensitive about it in like this weird way to kind of deter from what the conversation was.
yeah, I didn't think there was a need to go off about it like the way he did, but in the
Yeah.
same way, I kind of understand where it's like, okay, do we need to be using this language that was established by a bunch of people who aren't even our orientation? Like, they're completely different. They are bent. They do whatever they do. So it's like, does it yield us any benefit to keep using their language, right? I don't know, but
Yeah, but
because
give,
like, back in our parents' era, would they have talked about
no.
body count in that way that we do? You would even use the term. It didn't even exist back then, obviously, so we don't even use
Yeah,
it.
but now
Like,
we
they would have used something else. They would have called her a slut or what I call it. So whatever you want to
right,
call it, to
right.
establish that she had a high body count or the high sexual partner count, whatever you want to call it. But yeah.
I guess my problem with it is, if you're gonna police the language, then give me a substitute for, okay, so body count, so to partner count, sexual partner, like, okay, like I don't.
Yeah, I just wanted to just talk about it. I was like, did that make any sense? I understand where he was coming from. Yeah, I kind of get that, right? Where it's like, we're using this body count term, and it's probably just another fag speak, as he said. It doesn't like come from that. And it's like,
Yeah,
there.
I just never heard. I'm not saying that it's wrong or right. I just never heard that, but I don't know. And Albert Rusker said that was the point I was trying to make to Jay. Attractive women are so overwhelmed with attention, they are going to ignore you and ghost. Yeah, no, I've been saying, bro, I'm the one who coined. I'm not gonna say I coined the term, because I'm pretty sure somebody else like thought of this concept, but I'm the one who brought up the fucking invisible tournament.
Yeah, that's a good. I've always loved that. I've always loved that. That I'm not sure who made it up, but either way, I've always loved when it gets talked about, because it's like such a. Truth be told, I kind of want to talk about the sexual underworld. That's underground. That is a. Like when you're in high school and you're in college, you hear these stories, but because you're not
You're never
on
part of it,
campus, so you're not part of it. You
right?
hear the stories, but it's like, is this true? Or like, I mean, I remember when I was in school, I was in high school rather. There was a girl who got the train ran on her by the whole basketball team.
Yeah, but you
And
weren't
like,
there.
you weren't there, so it's like, you're like, what?
Well, now,
Like, this is happening in my school? Like, what the fuck?
yeah, no.
And then that happened, and then she was the sheriff's daughter of the school. The sheriff, the officer in the school, they had it back in the day. I think it's still there. And when it happening was that she I'm not gonna go too much deep into it, but she ended up the people were like trying to, like, she lied and say she got raped, and then they had the whole fucking like they ran around. They had a whole group of people trying to find her in the school. Dog. It was bad. It was like, what the fuck?
No, yeah, no, we've all
They knew
heard.
she lied, because we all know what happened. Like, yeah.
Exactly. Just real quick, Albert. I don't know why he's what did he say? hold on a second.
this year.
Yeah, if that's the case, then getting ghosted shouldn't bother me. It doesn't, like bro, there's so many fucking stories that I could, not stories rather, but like, bro, like I was supposed to meet up with some 22-year-old and a 32-year-old, 22-year-old on Monday, a 32-year-old on Saturday, and they fucking both fucking flaked. I didn't
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even go. Like, remember back in the day where I used to come up on here and I used to talk about, like, I would bring up, oh yeah, man, I was supposed to meet up with this girl and this happened. Like, and I would just kind of do it to like kind of vent. I don't even do that shit anymore. Remember I used to do that mystery. Like I would like something.
You bring it up so you tell it in the comment section. And when we come up all the time now. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even like bro, like this shit, like
this all the time, but it'll come up. Yeah.
Right. I mean, like, bro, like I'm in my 30s, bro. This is just like, it is what it is, man. Yeah, texting woman is just defusing a bomb, but the bomb goes off no matter what you do. Yeah, that's a true statement. Does that imply that I'm pissed off about a situation, or is that like what it is? That's what I'm saying. It's like you guys like would just like infer like feelings and emotion on shit.
And one thing I would add to the Invisible Tournament is that it's not just men, but the tournament includes traveling, career. Yeah, some truth there. Yeah, there is there's a conflict of not interest, but a conflict of what was it called? Priorities in her mind of like, okay, well, I can either date this dude or this dude here will take me out on a plane trip, right? So,
right.
Yeah, or something like that. Traveling or career.
I think it mostly just I think it's mostly about men, because if you're Chad or if you're that guy, it doesn't, she's still gonna see you even if it's for a few minutes. But yeah, I was just saying, man, Albert, and if you want to pop on a stream, because I'm cool with, I try to be cool with everybody. The only time I promise you guys, the only time I personally get irritated is when people don't answer questions directly, especially when it's grown men. That's the only thing for me, like that this whole women shit is like, no, that's kind of.
Well, yeah, just to go back on the topic though.
Yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
What are your experience with this? What are your, like? Because obviously you live in what, California, right? So you probably have a lot more crazy stories than I got. Like I live out here.
Not really.
Where nothing's really going on, right? So
not really. I mean, I had a situation like a few years ago where I just almost lucked out, and I thought I had a threesome lined up, and I got it from Bumble. And I had went to the fucking motel and I bought the room, and I was just there in the motel room, just like waiting, I'm like, okay, cool, it's finally gonna happen. I took a shower. I'm like, okay, good to go. And then this was like a while back, you guys. And then a woman who texted me, she was like, oh, my friend wants to bring a man and another girl, and we want you guys to do a 3-on-2, and then we want you guys to switch and then turn around, and then we're gonna bring another guy. And then she was just describing just some type of orgy, and I ended up fucking leaving, and they didn't. I just spent money on that little fucking janky ass motel room, and I never saw I just deleted their contact information. That was got to some, yeah. But in regards to this whole sexual, I've just heard some stories, but nothing that's kind of sticking at the moment. But I know
how many people do you think are engaging in it? Do you think it's like the small cohort of men? Because like obviously you hear about stuff like everybody knows about the Dubai porta potty stories and the the women getting flown out to whatever country or state to meet with some dude, or women dating celebrities that you had a story about. I didn't tell the guy's name, but you give us a story from the base stream from what's the name? Pluto stream. And so it's like how many people are engaging in this underground,
I think it's a very
pay for play / just
I don't even
orgy. As I always say, it's a big orgy. You weren't invited, right?
Yeah, so I think it's a relative. If you're talking about because I think it's more common in the Black community, because you don't have to be necessarily a Tyrone to engage in it.
Have you heard about swingers parties, like swingers?
No, I haven't. I haven't heard too much about that.
Swinger. I mean, those are like very. I'm not saying they're popular in the white community, but they exist in the white community where they have swingers.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Yeah, swinger parties. They have a lot of weird. White people have their own weird proclivities.
They do.
Talk about it. They keep under wraps on their own. So
they do. I'm not familiar with that really whatsoever, but I do know that you have situations where a woman would, and this is because I'm like, okay, if I'm on Bumble and this woman is being aggressive towards trying to hook up with me, I think that either one of two things is happening. Okay, either she's like a complete whore. Like when I'm saying a complete whore, literally like she's texting me to try to meet up with me later on tonight, but she just got some dick a few like maybe about an hour or half hour ago. Like she's like there are women out there who literally like fuck 2-3 guys a day sometimes, when they're that horny. Or she's a T person, so I'm like, shit, like either you're a trap or you a complete hoe. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know too much about it, but I know that I believe that some of these women, what they do is they invite a bunch of dudes over, and if I were to show up at one of these girls' apartments, there would be another guy there and maybe another guy, and then you basically got to take a number.
Dang, that is Chad be ordering women like have to the house like DoorDash, Hodash. Huh. Yeah, I just think I remember with the Chip Skylark said he had a chick who was a chick who like had like fucking with Rico Strong fucking phone number in her phone. I'm like, what? I'm like,
yeah. That's
how is it possible? Like, what?
yeah.
I mean,
No, I'm serious. It's like, and that's the thing, man. It's like, you come across enough women, and some of these women are either selling box, and if they're not on OF, they're selling box, or they're possibly sugar babies, whatever. It's like PGA says, man. I mean, he on the spectrum in some way, shape, or form, and part of that is engaging with men who literally fuck for a living. So,
what's up, Ryder?
What's up? What's up? I know I had a story I was gonna tell. God, I'm trying to remember this.
I'm a pop out mystery. I just wanted to come on here and defend myself a little bit. But yeah, it's good being on the stream, I guess. But I'll see you on Sunday.
I didn't see you.
Yep.
Story.
Oh, okay. So I remember now. I remember. It's a shame that Jay had to leave so soon, but I remember talking about, because Jay had mentioned about, or it was you or Jay that said something about women dating celebrities. I remember.
Yeah, I think I brought that up. Yeah. Well, he brought it up before as well. So.
Yeah, I remember. When I was around 22, I was dating. Oh no, how old was I? I don't remember. But this was pre. This was like before the explosion of dating apps and the explosion of social media. I remember I was dating this one girl, and she was telling me how she was dating this guy who was like a wide receiver for, I think, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And understand, when I met this chick, she was, because we've talked about, I know Jay was on a previous stream and he talked about how you can have like a guy and a girl who are both stocking shelves at Walmart, and yet their lives are completely different, right? Like the guy is freaking, he's playing the freaking, his weekend consists of playing the new freaking Halo game that came out, and the chick's weekend was her, on some NFL player's yacht, with a bunch of his friends and stuff. And so I was dating this girl, and this was years ago before I became incel, and she worked at Walmart, and yet she was telling me how she used to date a guy who was like a wide receiver for like in the NFL, and he owned a home in Atlanta, or maybe he played for the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know, but she was telling me she was telling me that he used to fly her out to Atlanta for the weekend and shit, and obviously they had sex and do all this stuff. I mean, it was like this was her life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, isn't that crazy? Like, this girl, she works at Walmart, and I mean, imagine, but you can say that you previously dated like a celebrity. That's crazy, right?
I think that the whole conversation about this sexual underground thing, I think Instagram, TikTok has completely bust open it's completely removed the barrier to entry for a lot of these celebrities, right? So especially the male celebrities, because the female celebrities are never going to date some regular dude unless it's like she gets out of a fucking random divorce or some shit from like that's what you normally see. They'll date some dude you never fucking heard of, but other than that though, most of the male celebrities are like they have a complete smorgasbord of women who will approach them, or at least they can just hop in their DMs. And of course, when you see fucking P Diddy or whoever else in your DMs, you're gonna be like, oh shit, well I'm gonna respond to him obviously. So it's just like you're with IG especially, and maybe even TikTok, you're competing with like, and the whole world, it's a global market. You're competing against men who have millions of dollars, social media presence on hundreds of thousands of millions of, if not millions of followers on IG, and you're sitting here if you're 100 followers on IG, like, you're, I don't know, like who. It's kind of like it makes you feel like who the fuck am I, right? You're like, really, you're nobody in that system, right? You're nobody. So it's simply just it is quite the So like just knowing that is possible, that the woman have access to those men, should give you a little bit of pause of like, dang, how many of these women are actually, how many of these men are just running through some of these women, right? You can just find a attractive chick working at, like you said earlier, Walmart or Starbucks, something like that, and fly her out or something like that, and she'll hang out for a weekend and sit in the pool and yada yada yada, and you'll be banging her and send her back, right? She'll think she's and then this obviously will lead to hoflation in a way where it's like she thinks she's some 5 out of 10 regular looking woman thinks she's a 7 or an 8 or 9 because she got the bangs whoever on who works at whatever company, or he's a fucking sports star or a rapper or some shit. I think there was another story I remember. I think there was it actually came out on the news actually, where was it Ben Affleck or some shit? What the fuck is his name? Was some dude was like he literally hit up this white chick's DMs, and she didn't even think it was it was him.
I remember that.
And then he actually sent her a video and like, this is me. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like, what in the hell? Like,
like he was offended. Like,
he was offended that she didn't respond. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what are the? I mean, like you got to compete with that. Like, I think Jay brought up last week. I brought up how you have men competing with 30, 40-year-old men, men in their 20s, right? They have no money, no resources. You're competing with a man who does, and it's like, dang, but like that's just like CGA. He's like one example of like a man who can dip down, and but like
only on some pay to play.
Yeah,
right?
But even he is like not some. Even he is nobody compared to like Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, he's nobody, right? So like if Ben Affleck in her fucking DMs, and it's like, what are we talking about here, right?
Yeah. And I remember another story, dude, where there was another girl I used to date back in the day, and she had a friend who, and I knew the friend, and I almost got it. Like I knew the friend, and the friend, I remember. Like, I was talking to my girl, and she called this friend of hers, and her friend was actually hanging out with the rapper Plies. You remember that rapper Plies back in the day?
Who? Plies?
Plies, the rapper.
I don't.
Yeah, it was a big rapper, Plies, from back in I would say late 2000s or early, late around like the 2008, 2009 time frame. He was like one of the biggest rappers out. But he's from Fort Myers. But yeah, like my girlfriend's friend, she was like, I can't talk. I'm with Plies right now. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and I mean, it just goes to show you like how close in proximity these average women are to these celebrity guys. Like it's man.
Yeah, just like I think the whole it's a very interesting underworld when you think about it, because it's like everything's so like a lot of these dudes, they'll make a chick sign a NDA to not disclose anything that happened. So like it's simply like so you either never know. I remember there was that one chick. Now this is kind of a bad example, but there was that one chick who made a video on YouTube, or maybe it might have been Instagram, about when she was dating Michael B. Jordan, right, when she was younger, and she blew it obviously because he blew up in later on in life. But stories like that where like you don't know who that chick was like dating when she could have been dating some fucking dude with a rapper, some rapper in some fucking town, and he becomes a big deal later on in life, and it's like, dang, I gotta, you're always gonna be in that dude's shadow, right? Like, it's a weird situation to be in, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's you're right, King Doge. Whenever I think of the rapper Plies, I always think of pliers, like the tool, a pair of pliers.
You even got fours that can get celebrities to pump and dump them. Yeah, she got a fat ass and some titties. I guess she probably could. She probably some dudes are that thirsty, but fuck it, dude. I want to tap it, so they'll do it.
Yeah, Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, what did you think of the Sunday stream? I'll keep it short here. You want to have any comments you want to make from the other day or 2 days?
I guess I wish we hadn't spent so much time dissecting. What's his name?
Theory, Oofy Doofy.
Cells. Well, no, I'm talking about
Upload's
life. I wish we hadn't spent so much time dissecting his life, but I thought Hell by the Dashboard. I thought he had some very interesting. Yeah, he always has interesting perspectives. So I think it was wrong what he talked about. So I think his theory was wrong, but it's just too much overwhelming evidence, because he was talking about how if you're physically imposing and you're too big, too tall, too masculine, it scares women. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, so the reason we're all on this stream today is because we're too tall and too alpha masculine for women. That's the reason we're here. Okay, that just sounds ridiculous. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I said my piece earlier today, so I'm fine. I just want to hear your perspective on it. But Yo Gotti didn't lie. It goes down in the DMs, and that song is 7 years old. Yeah, it does. Yeah, older women will root for sports teams because they are alpha widowed by a guy on the Jaguars.
Go Jags! That's my team. Go Jags! Dude. That's my team, dude.
Apparently, I'm a Chad, dude. He's a King Doja's a Chad, dog. Apparently, we're all alpha men. We're all alpha tier men. Red pill alpha tier men who I don't know, but I don't know. I just think I find the whole oofy doofy theory to be a little bit just to be, I feel like it can be. I don't see what they see. I don't see it at all.
Yeah, I'm not.
I almost really... never see. I've almost never seen a. I'm not gonna say I've never seen one, but I know a couple but they're older, where the man's shorter than the woman, but they're Gen X. So, but I almost never see a couple where the woman is taller than the man on a regular basis, right?
Yeah, I don't really see that.
Because I feel like you would notice that very right. You'd notice it, right? You'd be like, oh, that's weird. Like that's an odd couple, right? Like it's like, I said it earlier, but I feel like a lot of these cases are simply men overrating the fuck out of women. They overrate the fuck out of women. I don't know. So
yeah, I don't really see it either. I see a lot of. Now I do see some height match couples,
height match is one thing, but like
they're young though. But that's
normally for me they're Hispanic, because I live in the DC area, has a lot of Hispanics in the area, so I see a lot of Hispanic couples, and they're normally height matched, or even then the man's a little bit taller than the woman, but it's not by a lot. So it's like, but they're normally height matched. But I almost never see these like really weird, like where the dude's so ugly he's like, oh my god, the dude's ugly as shit, and he bagged that woman, like, right. I don't see that. I don't see a Eugene with a if Eugene has a girl, it's like a land whale, right? It's a land whale. Or if I've never seen Eugene bag the 10 out of 10 Stacy, I don't know. I'm just
You said, wow, you're in DMV. Damn, it is so damn expensive up there. God.
Yeah.
You have to live in like one of the most expensive regions in the country. Like, they're like, if I worked in the DC area, because I'm in Florida, for me to move up there, they got to offer me minimum $200,000. minimum.
Yeah, DC is a.
It's so expensive up there.
I got my condo at a really well. I'm renting it out now, but I bought my condo at a pretty good rate. My rent, but my mortgage was only like $800 a month, so I had a really low housing expense
So what do you got,
relative.
a 15-year mortgage, 30-year,
30-year mortgage, yeah.
30-year mortgage.
Yeah, but I had a full down payment, and I basically bought it in 2020 when the rates were super low, so I'm not paying a lot of interest on the damn thing. And beyond that, it's just yeah, it's a good deal. And my family has land next door to our house. I'm gonna probably build a house in that land, but the land is further down south from where I used to live at. So I'm just gonna do that because the land is one expense I don't have to worry about when it comes to building a home. So I'm gonna do that. That's my plan for next year.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Because I mean, other than that, there's no. I mean, the houses up here like minimum like God. Some of the houses like millions of dollars. Some of them are like $500K, $600,000. Like it's just insane how much stuff costs in this area because you're so close to DC and all the job market's insane here. So it makes some sense. A lot of people here are a little bit delusional about reality because you're so close to DC and the government. There's never really a major recession in this area. If that makes any sense, right? Because you're so close to the money system, right? So the money pumps out, and then everybody here either works for the federal government or works for some like government contractor who gets money from the federal government, so they're always getting paid. And so the economy up here is always reliable, but it's like everyone up here is also an asshole. Like this is a major asshole area, dude. It's full of dickheads and assholes. That's kind of half the reason why I moved down south, further down south from where I used to live at. So. So yeah.
Yeah, I would like to move. DC is one of the few places I actually would be kind of a little, I guess, somewhat excited to.
It's not all this. I mean, DC, like the Virginia side is much better than the Maryland side. I'll say that. Because obviously you have the suburbs all around DC, and everybody commutes into DC to go to work at the end of the day, or they commute somewhere around DC. Tyson's Corner is really nice. It's a nice area. Loudoun County is the most. I think it actually is the richest county in America. So that's where all the big money is.
Where? What county? What county?
Loudoun County. Loudoun
County. I've been to Washington D.C.
Yeah.
And I've been to. I've been to Rockville. Rockville is nice. Like I wouldn't mind living there for a year or two.
I find I find DC, the city itself, to be kind of ugly. Truth be told, like you drive over the skyline. There's a really nice skyline when you're driving into DC from Virginia. It looks like you see it, and you're like, I feel like when they designed this road, it's like, oh, you're supposed to be struck by the awe-inspiring city, and it's like, is this a low-rise city? It's like, yeah, okay, like,
yeah,
like whatever.
Like DC has that, I would say a recognizable city or building architecture. It's like you know, like when you see a building, you know it's in DC. It's got it's I don't know, very blocky type of shape buildings. They're like very big and blocky in shape. So
Baltimore has a better sky. I think it does, actually, believe it or not. Even though Baltimore is kind of a shithole, but beyond that, so are parts of DC. Though Southeast DC is fucking horrible. So like, it's fucking horrible there. Anacostia, what they're called, place is fucking horrible. Fucking ghetto as fuck.
Yeah.
I get it though. Some people can only afford to live there. So.
Yeah.
All right, man. You got any last words? I'm gonna end the stream pretty soon. So.
No, man. Nothing special. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, man. Talk to you later. See ya. All blue cities will be better with less people in them and rodents. Huh. Just gotta fake my confidence. Just like my confidence can come from thin air. I just gotta hold my seed. See you later, Finley, buddy. All right, dude. This has been I have 66 people here. What the fuck? Whatever, dude. This has been Wednesday night WINsday. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment if you liked the video. Maybe you hated the video. Leave a comment anyway. And never forget, guys, that wasn't fucking gold. See you guys on SNC episode 57 this Sunday. And yeah, we're gonna do it again. So guys, yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. Cheers and all that shit. See you guys next time. Bye.